Holy moly. Wowza. Hi, friends. Welcome back to the living room. Oh, there we go. I think that's better. Didn't do anything about the light, but the height, it's a little bit better.
That was it. That was the last of it.
Of the roots? You're speaking to everybody now.
Started early.
I started at 8 o'clock on the nose.
Guess what? Our kitchen clock is off.
That's not surprising. Always go by the watch. Always go by the watch. Oh, on the screen, I guess the lighting doesn't look too terrible. Anyway, hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the living room. Y'all, it's been a couple days. Let me tell you. So I'm very excited to be here and just to be able to chat with y'all. Y'all are my weekly dose of positivity, which is really, really nice. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you. Unfortunately, I could not share this to Facebook. We'll get into that in a second. So I'm hoping that people find it on Instagram or find it on their YouTube subscription page, whatever the case may be. Let's see who all's here. Did you guys confirm that you can see me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Is everything good? Because I'm not where I normally am right now. You like the living room the best. It is a lot less chaotic of a background, and there is the potential for a Gracie appearance. Speak of the devil, look who's walking in right now. Come here, baby. Come here. Let's see if she'll come all the way over here. Come on. There she is. Good girl. She's making an appearance. All right. Well, now we have Gracie, who's gonna run away in 2.5 seconds, but let's see who's all here. Lissa and Susan's here on time today. Congratulations, Susan. Marie is here. And Autumn's here. Autumn, haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome back. Sarah's here. Kathy's here. Rosie's here. What's up, my friends? Oh, man. Let's dive right into some highs and some lows, because boy, have I got a doozy for the lows. I usually never have a low, and it's like, let's just have an epic one, right? So share your highs, share your lows. I want to hear all about them. I'm trying to figure out what my high is. Give me a second. But my low, y'all, my Facebook account got hacked this weekend. And like epically hacked. Not like you can get it back super quick, like a blip. No. Hacker dude went in, wiped my email address from the account, wiped my phone number from the account, so I had no way of doing a security check, right? Like when you need to log in, it's like, we're gonna email you a thing, or we're gonna text you a thing. Couldn't do that. Literally, completely and utterly blocked out of my account, which is, it wouldn't be so heartbreaking, but I started that account in 2005 when Facebook was only a place for college kids. I was one of the, I don't know what year Facebook actually came out, but it was somewhere around 2005, because I know it was like this brand new thing, and you had to have a collegiate email address in order to use it. And so I used my college email, and you could only, for a long time, couldn't you only access your own school? And I don't know if the crowd here actually knows the answer to that. But I'm pretty sure for Facebook, you could only access, I could see everybody at my school, but I couldn't access people outside of my school. I think that was the point, right? Do you remember? Facebook. Could you only access people at your school?
I don't remember. You had to have a .edu.
Yeah, you had to have a collegiate email address. Who and why? I don't know. And so I've been keeping tabs on my account. I've been logged into my sister's Facebook account for a couple of days to try and download all of my pictures, right? Because I've got over a decade's worth of pictures on there, decade and a half's worth of pictures on there. And so because of that, I'm like, how am I, that's the most devastating part, right? Is losing literally from my college years on. Right? And I have the picture, there are pictures, I was downloading a lot of pictures. I'm like, I have these stored somewhere. I know I do, but I'm going to grab them just in case. But why they do it, I don't know, to try and really tick people off. I know that there are people, when Facebook friends of mine would say they've gotten hacked, what happens is, I don't know if they get locked out of their account, but someone creates a new account with their profile picture and then tries to add them as add your friends as friends, right? And then they try and message you and find some way to try and trick people out of money. That's what I've seen people do. I haven't heard from anybody that has said, hey, did you know that your Facebook account is doing this? I haven't heard word one about anything happening with my Facebook account. I've been keeping an eye on my Facebook account. No posts have been made. No one has said they've seen anything funny, nothing. And then today, I think progress was made. Just for fun, I was like, let me go through the cycle of trying to log in again. Because the problem is, without being able to get my security features in check, they literally are like, we can't prove that this is you, so we can't let you in. But I reported my account as hacked with like this little button. And so every time I tried to log in, it's like, you have reported your account as hacked, whatever. Today, it let me insert my email address. I was like, great, awesome. And then it asked for me to hold up my identification. And so I'm like, this is a screen I have not seen before. Excellent. So I did that. And I got an email a couple minutes later. Your identity has been verified. Yes, awesome. So they put my email address back into the account, which is great. So now when I go to like get my passwords or whatever, like forgot password, it says, where do you want your security emailed? And it has 2 email addresses sitting there. The spammer's email address, which is currently what's on my account, and my email address. So I can request codes and they will get sent to both email address. The pro, I'm getting the codes. The con, they know that I'm trying to get back into my account. Then I go to use the codes and they yell at me and say, you have tried this too many times, please try again later. So I literally can't use the codes right now, but I have my email address back on my account. And before, my trusted contacts, who I did immediately the first time, they tried to hack me on Friday as well. I managed to mitigate that because I happened to see the email. And I was like, I can stop this in its tracks. And I switched, changed my password, added email addresses, removed the fake email address, did all the things, and I added trusted contacts. On Saturday, in the middle of the night is when the epic hack happened. They took off my trusted contacts, which were my husband, my mother-in-law, and my sister, and blocked them. So they could not see my profile. They could not access my profile in any way. Now, my profile no longer exists. So I think, maybe, hopefully what happened is Facebook got to my complaints in the queue and went, oh, this account is hacked, and paused it so nobody can see it anymore. And they're patiently waiting for me to get it back in. When I'm gonna be able to get back in, no freaking idea. But not only do I have like all of my memories on there, Diva and the Divine is tied to that thing. My page has no admin. My groups, as you might have noticed, have no admin. So Lissa, thank you, Lissa, has been going into the groups and telling people things for me because I can't get to the groups. I can't get to them, I can't lead them, I can't claim them, I can't get anybody else to claim them. So Diva and the Divine on Facebook is just hanging in the balance. Don't know. And then the weird part is, my Instagram account is attached to my Facebook page. I need to disconnect these things in case, something goes awry there. First, I couldn't do it. Within a 24-hour period, I figured out how to disconnect my Instagram account from my Facebook page. Lo and behold, I figured out, was it yesterday's post or today's post, I can still post to my Facebook page from Instagram, even though I disconnected from it. So that's what I've been dealing with. It's been super, super fun. Super fun. Nothing quite anxiety-provoking than waking up on a Saturday to a bunch of emails from Facebook that you didn't prompt. So my anxiety levels are a little high. So I'm very, very grateful to be hanging out here with y'all. That's my saga. That's my low. Lissa's on a power trip. Yeah, I'm sure. Lissa's hanging out on a power trip because she's the one who's currently running things in the group. Without admin capabilities, mind you, because Doofus never set up alternate admins to begin with. I have them here. The people with wrenches are my admins that have powers lest I need somebody else to have powers. Did I think to set those up in my Facebook groups? No. It's awful. It's awful, Susan. So that's my low. I don't know what my high is. Like, is this oh, I can tell you what my high is. My high, ladies and gentlemen, is I now know where I am in my cycle because my monthly friend showed up as it was originally supposed to, despite the blip in the middle of the month. Can't decide if that's positive or negative, but I know where I am now, which makes cycle syncing like official and a thing. And so I did the workouts according to the Flow Living Guide, which is during your period. You're not really supposed to work out, nothing high intensity, because you can trigger your hormones to basically turn on stress and fat storing instead of burn them during your menstrual time. So I didn't work out for the entirety of my period, which was like 3 days. No problem, right? I didn't do that. I was just mindfully active, plenty of rest, because this was also happening. My monthly friend showed up Saturday morning too, the same time the hacker did. I had a great Saturday. Bless my husband for being patient with me on Saturday, I tell you what. Oh, it was insane. But so now I know where that is. I didn't do the workouts, and so I finally got on the scale today and didn't know what to expect, and I was down 0.3, which isn't a lot, but it gets rid of the gain that happened last week. I'm back down as if the blip in the last weigh-in never happened, which is great because I did what I was supposed to do. I didn't work out. I followed the thing. I've been kind of trying to eat, especially my produce, in terms of what this book is saying, and I have something to show for it. It's only 1/4 of a pound something, but it's still something, which for me, and knowing where I am, is good, because this is the time where usually my weight spikes and then I hold on to it and I can't lose it. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. So that's my high. Does it outweigh the low? No, but it's something. And as long as I have a little something, that's what's important, right? Oh my goodness. All that to say, let's see what everybody else is saying here. I shared the link for you. You're good. Oh, thank you, Lissa. I didn't even ask you to do that. I thought about it and I was like, I'm not even gonna worry about it. Rosie's asking how I am. Hanging in there. I'm hanging. I'm trying to be optimistic. I also ended up looking into alternate options for Facebook groups, lest I can't get back into Facebook group. Maybe something that is more secure, a little bit more exclusive, like you guys can join it, but like instead of just floating around on Facebook, I was looking into some options that might be a little bit more like my community has to make the conscious choice to come and join it, to make it more engaging and more of an exclusive thing. I found something that I'm interested in. I haven't played with it yet, but it's really interesting because it's a place that could basically, like, I can share Facebook type posts, blog posts. We can have things sorted by topic. I can run courses that you can either, like, I can do free courses, paid courses. Everything could be on this one platform, which was very interesting to me. Stay tuned. I don't know. But meanwhile, I think I maybe made progress with Facebook today, but maybe not. Maybe it'll still take me a year to get my account back, or it's gone forever. Who knows? Nobody can see my account anymore, so. I was around 16 when they opened up. Oh, when they opened it up. So they opened it up in 2007. Yeah, that was halfway through my college years. I only know what I learned in that one movie. Oh Lord, cocktail, a drink. Didn't someone pretend you're being your mom once? Yeah, my mom got hacked once. And I thought it was hilarious because they messaged me. And I was like, are you kidding me? You don't even bother to research who you're messaging enough to realize that you are talking to the person's daughter? So like, I had a full-on conversation trying to see if this person would give up or what? Eventually they folded, or I think enough people reported it, the account as fake, where it disappeared. And I was like, oh man, just as it was getting good, you know? But nobody has said that that's been happening with my account. So I have no idea what they're doing, except making me very angry. That's literally what they're achieving. I don't know. The low is work with my mom and trying to find some better way to help you contact stress. Facebook has been stressful. It's not on you to help me contact Facebook, Lissa. Facebook is apparently unreachable. So there's that. If you know they're unreachable, there's really no pressure in trying to get a hold of them. Again, maybe progress has been made now that my profile has apparently been taken away. I don't know. I just don't know. But don't put pressure on yourself to do it. I appreciate all of the help that you've been giving me, but we're all just spinning in circles. That's what's happening. So for your mental health's sake, don't worry about this. I've basically taken over the insiders group. Lissa is good, Lissa is wise, Lissa's on a power trip. All hail Queen Lissa. Oh my gosh, Lissa, am I gonna have to come reel you back in if I ever regain access? This is really a terrible story and scary. It's a little scary how easily I can take over your group if I needed. You'll be setting them up now. I know. Because you didn't think you needed to. It's not like you expected it to happen. You don't have any Spice Rack members in your group. Not that I know of. There's like 500 people hanging out in there. There could be hidden Spice Rack members. I don't know. Hi, I scheduled for my first vaccine shot. I am so jealous. I'm so jealous. I know that things are opening up very soon, but I don't think I qualify for any of them. I don't know. Minnesota has this very specific list of things that are like the pre-existing conditions that they're opening up to. And CMT certainly ain't on it. I was hoping that something that resembled muscular dystrophy was on it so I could just kind of squeeze right in there. But I don't know. And I don't know who to talk to. Like, maybe I'll message my doctor and be like, hey, so does the CMT get me anything? I even logged on to my patient portal at my PCP to make sure that under like my profile and everything, I had all my pre-existing conditions listed. So like Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease is in there as an official entry. On my medical thing, because I got an email from them saying like, be ready to be notified when it's your turn to get the vaccine. And I'm like, this would be great, but I have no idea. So Marie, I'm jealous. That's really, really exciting. Some health issues have decided to show up again, but are hopefully being resolved. I'm sorry. I hope they are being resolved. Oh no. And my high, I hit 10 pounds down on my Shape-a this week. Sometime within the next 7 days. Marks 2 years since joining the Diva and the Divine community. Yay! 2 years. Taking Charge of Your Fertility is also a great book with a wealth of knowledge. Excellent. Very good to know. One of my early blogs was from the mind of Queen Lissa. Hi, I got a new car. That's really exciting. Low, still not totally on track. Had a better week last week, but not where I want to be yet. Ashley, where do you want to be? State it to us. Where is it? What does your week on track look like? Where do you want to be? I had a lame password on Facebook for the longest time. I changed it and done the secondary thing too. Yes, let this be a lesson to all of y'all. Even if you don't run a Facebook page with a couple thousand followers, set up the extra security measures, the two-factor authentication, all of that. Just do it. And I know it isn't, but I can't help myself. Hi, everyone. Hi, Pam. Good to see you. I was trying to get in on Facebook. No go. Yes. Oh, you mean the link? Yeah, because I can't post on Facebook. So there's that. I hope everybody saw my message. Like, that went through, right? I literally had to post it on Instagram. I posted the, hey, Facebook fam text, right? I had to post it on Instagram. I don't have the option of not posting it to Instagram and having it pushed to Facebook. So it was on Instagram for like 2.5 seconds. I immediately hit publish, made sure it went through, and then deleted it off of Instagram and hoped it stayed on Facebook. Getting the second dose of the Pfizer vaccine on Thursday. Grateful but really nervous. I heard the side effects on the second dose are tough. Yes, I've heard that too. I've also heard they vary. I know somebody who got a second dose of the vaccine. I can't remember if she got Moderna or Pfizer, but she was fine. Now this woman also runs, like, her coffee goes through her veins. Like, she's unstoppable and has copious amounts of energy. She's one of the caregivers for the grandparents here. And, but I asked, I was like, how was her second dose? Did anybody hear? And she goes, oh, she's fine. Totally fine. So it really depends. It really depends. But my plan for when I get the vaccine is once I know the date of my vaccine for both shots, I'm not scheduling anything the next day. I'm just not. And lay low. Take the day off work if you have that capability, and just expect to do not much. And if you end up waking up and feeling great, more power to you. But if you plan to feel under the weather, at least you have everything in place and you're not like stressed out about it or something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, not stressed out. That's the wrong word, because I'll probably end up stressed out about it too. Like, oh, what's it gonna do to me? What's it gonna do to me? Who knows? But like, you won't end up being like, I have 50 meetings that day and be feeling miserable for all of them. You will have your expectations set appropriately. That's what I would recommend you do if you at all have the ability to do that. I'm 65. I have a heart thing, so I'm privileged. Fair enough. My husband should be phase 2 of the vaccines. I will be phase 3. I'm expecting it will be summer before it happens. Yeah, I think in Minnesota, at least the current plan is by summer, it'll be open to the general public. Then it's just going to be a matter of getting a place in line. And so it's March, April, May, June, July, like 4 more months, which seems so long, and also in the grand scheme of things, not long at all. But can you believe, friends, we've been at this a year now. We've been at this a year. On the 17th, my husband will have been work from home for a year. A year. I can't even believe it. I'm waiting for an appointment. I'm eligible, but there's nothing available. Yeah, that's what a lot of us are going to have to deal with, just finding the appointments. Hi, I'm able to virtually attend an awesome conference, usually in California. This is a huge industry-leading conference. That's really cool, Rosie. Good for you. Oh, that'll be a great experience. Tracking every day, some sort of exercise at least 30 minutes a day, no extra sugar or junk food. Okay, can you pick one of those things and do it every day this week? Just one, Ashley. It doesn't matter which one it is. Tracking, movement, pick one and do that thing. Just the first one, all week. Can you handle that? I changed from the Mind of Lissa Christine when my youth pastor wouldn't put my blog title. I changed it to from the Mind of Lissa Christine when you wouldn't put it on my youth group site. Food tracking. Great. Track every day. Report back. Seriously. And I've seen you've been posting your high protein breakfasts. Hey, Kim, good to see you. So that's great. That's a good step. So now maybe post your tracker or send it to me or send it to somebody who is doing accountability for you, just to make sure that you're doing it. I keep losing and gaining the same 5 pounds the past couple of months. Hi, tomorrow is my 32nd birthday. Apologies for the random cheering. My husband is watching a Panthers game in the other room. So happy birthday. That's very exciting. And you keep losing and gaining the same 5 pounds. I assume you know why. So it's less of a low and more of a you know the changes you need to make. You just need to be ready to make them, sort of thing, right? Let's see. Javier is here. Hello, Javier. Low, dealing with eye burns? Eye burns? Oh no. And low energy, and all I want is sugar and snacks. I can imagine. Let me remind you that when your energy is low, sugar and snacks is the worst thing you can do. It is the worst thing you can do. You need to fuel yourself with, if you are craving like carbs and sugar and snacks, reach for like fruit or low glycemic, is that the word I'm thinking of? Like, it's the same sort of foods that I was supposed to eat during the PMS phase, the luteal phase. And it's like apples, eat sweet potatoes, eat those carbs, the slow burning carbs that are gonna give your body the same fuel that sugar does, but in a slow burn way that's a lot healthier than actually consuming sugar. Sure, have a little piece of something, but don't the more sugar you consume, the more your blood sugar is going to go like this. And that's not what you want ever, but especially when you are struggling with energy, because all you're going to do is just send yourself crashing. That's all you're going to do is just tank your energy. I'm hoping to be able to schedule my vaccine for Friday. Since I work 4 days a week, I can try to see if I can get Friday and Monday off. Yep. In Minnesota, I'm a type 1 diabetic, but only type 2 diabetes are considered high risk to qualify for the vaccine. What? What? My gosh. My state switched to age over risk factors. I may be able to get vaccinated in June, but I wish high-risk folks could get it faster. So it's just age instead of risk factors, just to kind of keep it level for everybody, I guess. And I mean, there's always a possibility of like, and I mean, I'm going to be one of those people that like, where can I slip in my pre-existing condition to grab one? And there might be people that are slipping in unnecessary pre-existing conditions. So in a way that makes sense, but also that's unfortunate. On another high, I'm $188 away from having the money to pay off my credit card debt, and I'm expecting $300 unemployment deposit on Monday. Fascinating. Very, very good. That is exciting. And so then, does that make you completely credit card debt free? I can't remember now, because that's a big deal. That's awesome. And I think at the beginning, we thought this would only last a few weeks, maybe a month. I know, right? Like, how crazy is that? That we're like, oh, and like to be safe. My husband's office told him 6 weeks. We'll send you out for 6 weeks. Like, I can't not laugh when I say that. They thought that 6 weeks, and we're like, oh my gosh, 6 weeks work from home. That is crazy. It's been a year, y'all. It's been a year. First dose, I just had a sore arm and felt as high as a kite, like I was drunk. Very funny. Nice young National Guard gentleman escorted me outside to my waiver service in the middle of a snowstorm. That is a side effect that I have not heard. I'll be honest with you, Susan. So that makes things interesting. I thought he was cheering for my birthday. I mean, I could tell you he's cheering for your birthday, but there's a game on. I have PCOS and have been made unable to regulate my cycle since I've had my son, so my body is hanging on to weight despite tracking and exercise. You would greatly benefit from the books that I am reading. I am reading or have read in the process of learning all about information by Alicia Vitti. The books are called Woman Code and In the Flow, and it is fascinating information, and it's all about how to basically heal and run your cycle naturally based on the foods you eat and what things can help you during what parts of your cycle. And it's very, very interesting. So like, for example, something I'm doing now, I am officially in my follicular phase, right? And so this is when estrogen is on the rise. There are certain foods that are phytoestrogens that have the ability to increase the amount of estrogen in your body. This is the right time for me to eat those foods because my estrogen levels are going up anyway. However, when we get to the flip side, post-ovulation, and progesterone is taking over, and some of my symptoms are in correlation with excess estrogen, I'm going to want to avoid those foods that cause extra estrogen to be in the body so my levels can go down instead of the levels staying up, because that is something I struggle with naturally. I want to make sure I'm taking in foods that help get rid of it, not help perpetuate it. And so that's the kind of information that's in this book, and that's just one example of the many different ways that like different vitamins and different micronutrients and everything that are in your foods can have an impact on the hormone balance in your body. And it's not just it's not just estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. It's all of the endocrine system and all of the other systems that create hormones for your body. It's fascinating information, you guys. Fascinating information. New Jersey was going based on risk and contracting at first, and then they switched to risk based on health. So at first, childcare workers and retail workers were going to have priority over people who have pre-existing conditions but can work from home. That also makes sense. Love your info on cycle syncing. I stalk your YouTube videos. First time catching you live though. I mean, I'm glad. Thank you for stalking my YouTube videos, and I'm so glad that you caught me live tonight. But the information on cycle syncing has literally just started. This is a brand new, I'm still embracing all of this information and tracking along with now what I know is where I'm at in my cycle. And it's very exciting. It's very exciting. My husband doesn't know how to feel about it, but as long as I'm making food, I don't think he cares. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm excited to see how it works, and more importantly, if it works. That's the important part. As long as if I start to see results, I don't know what the results I'm expecting are. It'd be really nice if the random weight that I'm having a hard time losing disappeared. That would be super helpful. But also, it would be great to have all of the other hormonal symptoms disappear, which this book says it can do if done properly. We'll see. We'll see. So the adventure will continue on my YouTube channel. It is brand new. It is a new adventure. Everyone in my family is eligible now. My sister and I are trying to get in. My parents are not. We're just trying to stagger appointments so you're not out of work at the same time. That makes sense. Need to look at those books, mainly because I'm curious as to how close the foods are, the foods I tend to gravitate towards, even though I don't really struggle too much. Yeah, that's a really good point, Lissa, and it's very interesting. Like, another thing that I can share, because I remember, is in your follicular phase, which is like your spring, right? The foods that I should be eating right now are lighter in nature, both in the way they are cooked, and you can eat them raw. And so like carrots and broccoli, and have salads and leaner meats like chicken. So I made chicken this week specifically because that was the primary meat that was on the list of things I should eat during this phase, which is about a week to 10 days. So I made a bunch of chicken to eat in salads and to have for dinners and all that because it's on that list. So lighter foods, and then like on total contrast, during your period, you're supposed to have like warming foods like soups and chilies and baked things, not like pastries, but like warm in the oven things. It's really interesting. To think I flew last year on February 25th for business, and then again on March 7th, both trips from NYC to Dallas, and I'm 67 years old. Our office shut down at 2 o'clock on 3rd. Wow. It's crazy. It's crazy. Are you recording your basal, temps, and physical changes throughout your cycle? I'm not currently recording my temperatures. And what do you mean by physical changes? I'm trying to make sure that I'm very aware of my physical changes. And occasionally I'll grab the tape measure and be like, how am I doing? But the primary physical thing that I'm tracking is my weight, to see the weight fluctuations. Like keeping tabs on what my acne is doing, because that's a big thing that I'm trying to get rid of. Bloating is a thing. How I'm sleeping is a thing. And energy levels in general are a thing. So I'm not sure which of the symptoms are you talking about for me to be tracking. Florida is lowering the age to 60. Not sure yet which one. I will definitely check out the books. Thanks. I'm desperate. I have 50 plus pounds to lose, and every pound is a struggle due to the hormonal issues. Yeah, so the first thing that, especially like in this book, it says that too. The first thing you got to do is work out the hormonal issues, which is why like I'm ticked that I'm in this cut and struggling so hardcore, because like I led up to this cut and I'm like, this is going to be a piece of cake. I've been eating over 2,000 calories and maintenance, and I've been doing all this, been putting on muscle since October, all those things. And I'm like, this is going to be a piece of cake. And instead, it has not been a piece of cake, and it has been an epic struggle, but it has turned me on to information that I didn't necessarily know. I didn't necessarily know about my body. Like, I knew I had PMS. I knew, like, but I didn't realize that, like, there could actually be an imbalance that is causing problems in my body. And it's not something that's severe enough that made me go, I need to go to a doctor. Like, I didn't know that it was there until I had a very specific, expectation of my body, and my body could not uphold that expectation. And I'm like, why? why, when everything else is going right, is my body not upholding this expectation? And estrogen issues are, as I researched a bit, and I noticed not just, I looked at like hormones and weight gain, and the first thing I noticed was as I started tracking my weights almost every day, and I would see the fluctuations in my cycle, you know. And what called this to my attention the most was the fact that when I started this, I was in PMS week, right? I knew that. And so I lost a lot the first week. And then after my period, I gained. And I'm like, but that's not how it's supposed to work. And then I wouldn't let it go. And so like this whole thing spiraled me into learning more about my body, which is a better result and a much more beneficial result long term than 9 weeks of straight weight loss. Like, knowing these things about my body is much more important, but it's just interesting to me that this is what sparked learning something completely different. I don't know. I loved your Instagram story of favorite misspelled words. Oh my gosh. My Instagram post of, that was a post. I literally had no idea how much engagement I was going to get on it. I didn't even try. Like, which is what's mind-boggling to me about being on socials at all. When I think a video is going to do really well and it does terrible, and then like there's the videos that I just throw up there that end up sticking and getting a bunch of views and a bunch of engagement and a bunch of comments. That was literally my grammar post. I was like, oh, it's National Grammar Day. I literally pulled open a thing, typed "your" with the little star, and like I think I posted 2 sentences. Like, what is your biggest pet peeve when it comes to grammar? And it exploded. I was like, really? It's not even a picture. I thought it was really funny. Y'all made my day that day. And I loved it too. I loved reading all the things. A lot of them I was nodding along with. Some of them I was like, oh good, I'm not the only one. And then there were some that I didn't even know were a thing. Like, I guess I didn't realize how many people interchanged definitely with defiantly. It makes perfect sense. Or there was another one, and I can't remember what it was. Was it like idea and ideal? Like 2 words that should not be interchanged. And apparently it's a thing. I don't know. It was a fascinating post. So thank you for indulging me when I randomly put up a post one day. Gave in a few days last week, and my energy crashed. I realized it a few days later. I did splurge for a meal today, but I drank a lot of water and moved regularly. It helped. Yes, that is one of the things I've learned too, that like in order, you need to tell your body that it's going to use the energy that you just gave it. So if you happen to overdo it on carbs or sugar, one of the first things you should do is do something active before your body has a chance to be like, where am I gonna put this? You use some of it. You tell it, oh, I'm going to actively use this energy that you gave me. Okay, great. Let's go use this energy instead of having to store it. So definitely moving helps a lot. Keep checking those type 1s is a might be. Maybe on April 1st, cross my fingers for you. I eat soup almost every day for lunch at work. Easy to make a pot of it on the weekends for the work week. It becomes a habit. Yeah, absolutely. And so maybe if you were at all interested in doing this sort of thing, like what you could do is if you make a pot of soup, you could interchange the vegetables and thus interchange the micros that are in those soups to sync up with the right foods, if that was something you were at all interested in. Cervical fluid in position along with waking basal temp. I am aware of the fluid. I don't track the other 2 things though. I mean, how can you not be aware, right? Thank you. I did the same thing Brianna did and added my pre-existing conditions into my clinic's online tracker, so hopefully they'll notify me when I'm eligible. Yep. What is the book you referred to? I missed the beginning part. Rena, the book is called Woman Code, and then the second book is called In the Flow, FLO, by Alicia Vitti, Vitti. I'm on the verge of losing my own pre-existing condition. If it wasn't for getting this new job, I would actually be moving down on the list. I have something to try if you like iced coffee. I think you need to treat I think you need a treat, Brie, for the Facebook nightmare. Treat yourself to a Starbucks iced brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso. Espresso. 123 calories. Iced brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso. Wow, that's a mouthful. Hang on, let me copy that. Because I'm like, oh, I can take a picture. No, I can't. And I'm not in the room of requirement, so I don't have any notes. I don't have any paper here. Okay. Copy paste. There we go. Now I have that. Here's another fun fact, y'all. I'm having a morning routine crisis because one of the things that they explicitly talk about, and I touched on this last week in the book, was do not, under any circumstance, we had this discussion about coffee. Do not, under any circumstances, have, Lissa got there before I did, coffee before you eat food. Under no circumstances should you have caffeine without food in your system because it'll cause negative hormone spikes. And so I've been doing that. I've actually been like getting up and like the coffee will be made. I'll drink some water first. I'll take a little bit of time and then I will make my breakfast and have my food, or at least start to have my food, and then take some coffee. I won't have coffee on an empty stomach anymore. I think that helps. I've also not been having afternoon caffeine. And I think that's beneficial. Like, I'm still standing. I'm in the middle of, 3 solid days of reasons to be filled with anxiety, and I'm still standing. So there's that. So that being said, I'm like, what do I do? I'm back on the train of like, what I need to make sure I'm getting like a solid cup of coffee in the morning. And the coffee is good, but I'm like, is this an excuse to like get myself an espresso machine at some point in the not too distant future so I can have like a real special cup of morning coffee a couple days a week? I don't know, but I'm doing okay with the 1 cup of coffee in the morning thing. So I will actually, all that to say, Susan, I love the idea. It is in my notes app. When we do our road trip home, maybe I'll get that because we will get Starbucks in the morning when we travel. So maybe I will do that because I'm not stopping at Starbucks in the afternoon for something caffeinated right now. Oh, it's hard because like I love coffee, but if it's really that bad for my hormone balance, I don't want to just abuse it, I'm the weirdo who likes reading books about grammar, so that shouldn't surprise you. Are you comfortable including hormonal information in your coaching? I am comfortable with sharing the information that I have in bits and pieces and encouraging my clients to go out and like I can recommend the books, and I want to encourage my clients to go out and get information themselves as well, and then we can discuss, but as long as we are under the understanding that I cannot prescribe anything medically. I can't say with any level of certainty that the stuff I'm telling you is going to fix X, Y, and Z. I can't tell you that. I can't. I can tell you what I have read and what I have personally experienced, and we can give it a try and see with no guarantee. That's what I can give you. But it's definitely something that I will be keeping in mind for my clients. Absolutely. Blame it on typos. Shoot, my grammar is perfect. Brie, I think some people may be confused thinking you're tracking your cycles to try and get pregnant. Oh, I'm not. No. I'm tracking for the sake of hormone balance, not for fertility purposes. No. Good point, Ashley. No, I'm not. I'm just doing that because I want my body to run optimally. That's all. Because like most people focus on hormones to get pregnant, right? Like that's what a lot of people focus on. And when they're focused on their hormones, it's for that purpose. But outside of that, your hormones still run your body, whether you're trying to get pregnant or not. So you want your body to be functioning optimally, regardless of whether or not you're trying to get pregnant. You still want your hormones to be doing what they're supposed to be doing. And all of the things that come along with that, including hormonal balance and all of that, is my goal. That is my goal. Susan, the shaken brown sugar oat milk latte drink that has a crazy long name I'm sure I messed up is heavenly. Really? Wow, that's 2 votes for that drink. Shaken brown sugar oat milk latte. I didn't even know that was a thing, you guys. I didn't see posted the calories. I got excited when I saw the beverage and quit reading. Um, I'm eating Swiss cheese and grapes right now. Delicious. Espresso, not expressing. Yes. And that's why I fumbled with espresso. I'm like, and then I thought I said it wrong. And I did not say it wrong the first time. The drink is so hot, they're running out of the Oatly Barista oat milk at Starbucks. I have to have coffee first thing in the morning or no one can talk to me. It's so popular that they're running out of the oat. That is fascinating information. I will have to try that. It sounds delightful. It sounds amazing. I've never had oat milk. Is it better than almond milk? Is it on par with almond milk? Will I not know the difference? I love my Nespresso. I was actually going to suggest you take advantage of delaying your coffee, and when you get home, make your coffee more special by trying fun roasts and taking time to grind your own beans. Yeah, the Nespresso Virtual with the frother is the best coffee ever. Yeah, I think maybe that is in my future somewhere down the road, just to have like a fancier cup a couple times a week, you know, especially if I'm only having 1 cup. The fuel measurement and all that is for pregnancy, not diet. Yeah, that's what I thought, and I was like, no, which is why I'm not tracking those things, because it doesn't matter. But it's still nice to be aware of all the physical things happening in my body. So thanks for catching that, Ashley. Oat milk rules. I tried the honey oat milk latte and it was tasty. Interesting. I suddenly feel like I have been missing out. I guess I'll have to try something new next time I go to Starbucks, because I've never done oat milk. I've seen it around and I'm like, well, that's interesting, but I have almond milk, so what do I need oat milk for? I will give it a try and I will report back. I promise you that. All right. I have officially caught up with the comments halfway through the live stream. So I did title this Q&A day. Does anybody have any cues for me to A? I'm just enjoying the coffee I bought at Target the other day. Medium roast with notes of milk chocolate, nuts, and brownies. So good, and 20% off. Nice. I've been so into the dark roast coffee and just coffee that tastes like coffee that I have not had flavored coffee in a while. The last time I had flavored coffee, I did not like it. It was like vanilla coffee too, like nice vanilla bean brulee that I bought to have a different flavored cup of coffee. And I'm just like, what is it about flavored coffee that I don't like anymore? I don't understand. And I don't know if it's just the artificialness of store-bought coffee versus like if there's something special in the pods. Y'all, when I had a Keurig and when I thought Keurig was good coffee, I loved the flavored pods of coffee. I love there was a couple flavors from Archer Farms, which was a brand that used to be at Target. I think it's still around. Like a dark chocolate truffle one was really good. And my favorite, like my treat yourself coffee, was go to Bed Bath & Beyond and buy Cinnabon K-Cups. That was my treat yourself coffee. And then if I was feeling real on point, I would go and get the Cinnabon coffee creamer to put in that coffee. And I loved it. I haven't tried that in forever because I don't have a Keurig anymore. But like, have I really just lost interest? Those are just the flavor notes in the roast. Oh, okay. Because I'm just like, I don't do flavored coffee right now. Not right now. And which, like, if I got something like the Nespresso, I would be open to trying the different pods they have in terms of flavor there as well. I don't know. I've just gotten a lot pickier in my ripe old age. I've heard it's basically just like nut milk. Good to know. Oat milk is thicker and creamy and a tad bit sweeter. Oatly Barista Blend is best. The brown sugar drink is brand new. Also, apologies, I have to look down and to the left to read tonight. The company also has one notes of caramel brownie and toffee that looks really good. That does sound really good. Personally, in my 20s, I was like, everyone loves coffee, so I need to like it too. And that's when I always drank those sweet flavored coffees and creamers. And now that I'm older, I just need coffee to exist. So I'm like real black French roast coffee. Yeah, Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. As I'm getting older, I just like I want my coffee to taste like coffee, you know? Little bit of cream. Don't get me wrong. I still use nut pods every single morning. Every single morning. But I just like the taste of coffee. And like the nut pods, the reason I like nut pods is because it has no sugar. So it's flavored, but it is not sweet. Like it doesn't have any artificially sweetened stuff or anything. Half and half. Yeah, if I wasn't into nut pods, I would do half and half. And eventually, if I get tired of my flavored coffee, I would go back to half and half. I did half and half for a long while, right? And it was just creamy coffee, not sweet coffee. Oh, now I want coffee, y'all. Y'all. 8:50 p.m. and you got me hankering for a cup of coffee. Tomorrow's coffee will taste extra wonderful because now I want one. Maybe I'll try the coffee a friend uses in her coffee shop sometimes. I don't like flavored coffee either. I love espresso drinks. And espresso isn't so much about flavored coffee. It's coffee from all around the world. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was on there for a hot second, just like, what are the pod options anyway? Sometime this past week. I can't remember when it was. But like, I feel like I saw one that was like a holiday one, was like more of a vanilla cookie or something. Maybe I made it up. I can't remember. But it sounds good. It sounds real good. Maybe one of these days when I can go back to Mall of America. Once I had a cup of coffee from an espresso machine because in the Mall of America, they have an espresso store. And my husband and I were shopping one day and we separated. Like we literally went to go run separate errands in the Mall of America. It's a miracle we ever found each other ever again. But I went into the Nespresso store because you can get a free cup of coffee if you go to the Nespresso store. And I didn't hate it. But I can't remember, like, I think it was their Christmas one. But I also was, like, in such a rush and whatever that, like, I didn't get to sit and savor it. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to stop there again sometime in the not too distant future, maybe? I don't know. They have good coffee sales. Don't buy full price. Oh. Like, so on, like, at the store, you mean? Like, they'll have sales and stuff, so never buy full price. They do have flavored coffee, but I don't buy them. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I think I'm opening up my last thing of nut pods tomorrow. I just reordered not too long ago. I refreshed my peppermint mocha in the middle of February because it still existed on Amazon. Man, I could talk about coffee all day, and I'm not even a connoisseur, y'all. Not even a connoisseur of coffee. I just like a good cup of coffee. Oh, man. All right. What should we talk about, my friends? I'm all ears. I guess I'm all eyes. Espresso stores are open in NYC. They never closed. Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about it being open. I just haven't been to the mall, you know? So I'll be able to do those things a little bit more frequently once I personally get my shot. But until then, we're just kind of doing what's necessary. I've been to the mall here a couple times. Had to go to Bath and Body Works, like running errands. Their machines are often $50 off several times a year. Oh yeah, I would definitely wait for a sale of some kind. Oh, look what's coming. Come here. Come here. Hi. Oh, my cutie pie. Talk about getting back into your Facebook account is going. Oh, I did. I did at the beginning, and it might be going, but I don't really know if it's going anywhere. I think I made progress today. Violet says, see Gracie. Yeah, this is Gracie. Oh, yeah. She doesn't come on here much anymore. And my sister's not on tonight, or Alice would be saying the same thing. Oh, not a problem, Mariah. I honestly don't know. So what I do know is I got my email address, they verified my identity, and I got my email address put back on the account. Yay! So I went to go get a code emailed to me, and then I punched in the code, and they said, you have been doing this too many times, try again later. Also, my profile has disappeared from the public view. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So I'm kind of in limbo. I don't know. I'll let you all know tomorrow when I try to log in again and see if it actually lets me. Until then, who knows? We don't know. But I'm on Instagram, so if you want me, that's where you got me. And then for the members only group, I can communicate with you guys on YouTube. So if you saw I posted something today about potentially moving our chat. Oh, and most of you are here. How would y'all feel if I moved our private live stream to next week? Just because there's a lot happening this week, mentally. Would anybody be opposed to that? My channel members. Uh-oh. Oh, he's moving. Thanks. Are you totally live for coaching now? Sorry, but am I? No, not yet. I am not. Gracie, leave it, honey. Coaching goes live once we get back to Minnesota, which will be in April. So we know when we're leaving now. We know when we'll be back. I'm giving myself a week to get everything settled, cleaned, all that jazz, and then we are go. So it'll be I'm shooting for, let me look at a calendar. Hang on. I'm shooting for, if all goes well, I'm going to launch the week of March 12th. If all goes really well, I'd probably launch on Monday, March 12th, April. But TBD, I will let y'all know for sure. And yeah, that's what I know. That's what I know. Also give you indication of estrogen levels. Oh, that's interesting. I will keep that in mind, Diana. My dad has one, just a simple grind my beans, use cheap Mr. Coffee Pot Girl. I mean, we do too. We have a $20 coffee pot here, and that's what we've been using since we got rid of the Keurig, and we love it. We love it. I'm just wondering if there's a little like I don't want to use something like the Nespresso daily. Like, I'm perfectly satisfied with my drip coffee, but it'd be nice to have something a little bit more special, especially since I'm only going to drink coffee once a day. I don't know. We don't have malls in NYC. I forgot you have to go to a mall. Oh, yeah. I bet Florida has some freestanding stores, not in a mall. There are some freestanding stores around here, yes. But there's also a mall not too far from here. And I've only had to run to Bath and Body Works, and like, it is rare. It's not impossible, but it is rarer, at least for me, to find a freestanding Bath and Body Works than one in a mall. Like, you can almost guarantee if you go to a mall, you'll find a Bath and Body Works. It is harder, but not impossible to find freestanding ones. It looked like Gracie looked at you annoyed when you stopped petting her. I don't believe that. Now she's literally just out of my reach, one cushion over, because she can be present and keep her eye on me, but I can't touch her. I feel like your profile disappearing, but Diva and the Divine staying up is a good thing. I think so. I think the fact that, because at the very least, my profile disappearing means that hacker person can't do anything with it. So hopefully hacker person will lose interest and I can get my account back, because now it's shut down. So April 12th. Yeah, April 12th. That's what I said, right? Yeah. Putting that on my calendar. Yay! Are you weighing yourself daily and taking an average? I'm weighing myself daily, yes, or almost daily. There are some days that I like to weigh myself under the same circumstances every single day. And some days those circumstances don't line up, and that's totally fine. But I weigh myself at least four or five times a week. And so I've been keeping an eye on both the number as it stands and the happy scale average. I've been keeping an eye on both of those. And thankfully, I don't have to do much work because happy scale keeps an average for me. So all I got to do is record the weight every day. One of the 3-year-olds at work was looking at pictures, videos of Gracie with me yesterday. I want to pet her. Everybody wants to pet Gracie. So nice to have spent the winter in Florida. Are you going to miss it? Yeah, I'm gonna miss this view. I am gonna miss this view, and I'm gonna miss having other people to talk to. I guarantee you, my in-laws are going to miss having Gracie around. 100%. You should hear how excited Gracie and her grandpa are BFFs. BFFs. When he comes home every day, it's like a party for the two of them. It's adorable. So it's gonna be different, but I'm also excited to get home because that's where I can focus on work. I can, and get back into routine and all of that, and also do my own things. Go get a facial. I gotta go see Sunny. I haven't seen Sunny since November, and just kind of get into the groove. That is where I can get my vaccine once it becomes available to me. So I want to make sure that I'm there so I can get it, and then once that's all said and done, hopefully actually start to build our community and our life in Minnesota, because we were supposed to do that the last year and didn't. You can also get a basic stovetop espresso maker. I could, yes. What about pour over or percolator? Way less acidic since the water actually boils. Interesting. Yeah, well, we had an old school percolator here. I was like, meh, it's okay. Pour over, I've heard, is like real, like I know people that have done it, and it's real bougie. But I heard it makes a real good cup of coffee. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'll let you guys know. Obviously, it's not on my radar right now anyway. This is like something different. It'll be down the road once like we're home and settled and all that jazz. I'm hoping that since there hasn't been any activity in your account that anyone has seen means the hacker got in and moved on. That's what I'm wondering. And I'm wondering, like, then what's the point? Like, literally, they did it just to tick me off. That's all it was. I've been using my Fitbit weights, tracking my weigh-ins from week to week based on the weekly average and not just the weigh-in day is really nice. Major and Champ, the Biden's dog, got sent back to Delaware. I heard about that. They're having a hard time adjusting to the White House. Apparently, Champ, the 3-year-old, bit one of the Secret Service guys. I heard about that today. I texted my sister-in-law, and I was like, oh, no, because I loved that there were dogs in the White House. But also, I can understand Major's dilemma. I can understand because, and especially once I read that it was a Secret Service guy, like the people that are protecting the president are protecting his dad. Like he's protecting dad from the people, not knowing that the people are the good guys. You know, like I totally get it, especially with like a German Shepherd. Like that's what they do. They protect their owners. And so I get it. I get it. But I was very sad to hear that. I hope they come back at some point because I was like, no, I loved having doggies in the White House again. And like the people who have been on point, there have been people on point with social media for the first dogs. So funny. So funny. Listen, I much prefer daily weighing and taking an average. It's less stressful because you see the ups and the downs and you realize it's normal. Exactly. And that, again, is what kind of called my attention to my hormone issues, is because I was like, I'm watching all the things happen and I know how things are supposed to go. And then I'm looking at trends and realizing that these weight spikes and the inability to drop again are not happening at the right times. And so what could be causing that? And that's what caused me to research, was literally the fact that I weighed myself often and kept track of what it looked like. And so I could go back, like not just over the week, but like over cycles and see. And it's really interesting. What came out of the SUV truck versus not a truck? 17 people said that it was a truck. 261 people said it was definitely not a truck. The problem is, by definition, it is a truck. But if I look at a Honda CR-V, I'm going to go, no, it's not a truck, it's a car. It's a car. It is a sporty car. There's a reason it's classified as an SUV. But I can't, when I think a truck, I think of like a pickup truck, you know, a big honking car, not an SUV. Not a Honda SUV anyway. There could be some more boxier and truckier looking SUVs, but I don't think our car is one of them. I don't think the CR-V is one of them. So I get confused and annoyed every time my husband says, oh, I have to go take this out to the truck. I'm like, it is not a truck. It is a car. But technically it is a truck, but also the majority agreed with me. Good question, Marie. Good question. Lisa, I use the Fitbit average too. Crazy how it changes day to day, as long as the average is going in the direction I want. That's exactly right. Oh no. Here they come, y'all. Here they come. The yawns. I like the press, but I hate cleaning it. Seeing the average is really nice. It takes the power away from one day. Yep. I don't have access to Happy Scale to figure this out. Oh, is that an iPhone only app? The Happy Scale app? I want a Honda CR-V. Yep. It's a snow car. The folks I know that drive an SUV say it's a car. I never know what to call it. I say it's a car. If anything, an SUV is its own category, not a car, not a truck. I would agree. Hello, welcome. iPhone only. Okay. Well, then I don't know. And the alternatives aren't that great. The alternatives to Happy Scale, yeah, I don't know. I really love that app. I can't even remember why I downloaded it to begin with. I don't know who I saw that had it. Oh, gosh. Why the yawning, though? Why does this happen every time? I can feel the tension in my jaw. And it's just like that ache that like makes you yawn. You all know the tension I'm talking about. And it just like, it feels like it's there until I yawn. But the problem is it keeps coming because I keep talking. I don't know what to do, guys. Hi, Alyssa or Alicia? Alicia? Alyssa. Nice to meet you. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the party. We're good people up in here. Well, we have fun. What other questions? Any questions? How am I? Great question. I'm hanging in there. It has been a week, but I'm here and I'm still smiling, and I'm not hanging out in winter. So you're making me yawn in Australia. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I can't. And then when I started to think about it, oh man, tell you what, guys. Alicia. I realized this morning that I think I can say I've broken my lose weight, gain it all back, and then some lose weight cycle. I've had 3 start dates in the last 2 years, and each start weight has been lower than the one before it. Excellent. That is good news. You have officially broken the cycle. I created a spreadsheet to do my average. That works so well. Yay, Marie. I love that. Yeah, the averages are, like, it's important. As long as the trajectory is downward, it doesn't matter. It's going to look like this. Like, that's what it's going to look like. It's inevitable. You're not going to have consistent loss. Do I wish mine was a little bit more consistent? Yeah, but it is what it is. And did anybody who saw my Instagram post on my way in see that Mindy commented? Love Mindy. Mindy's my own personal Wonder Woman. And she's the one checking in. She's like, how's your energy? How are your measurements? How's your digestion? How's your sleep? And when I said that, like my digestion, great. My energy depends on the day, but I also have a chronic fatigue disorder. And like a couple of other things. And she was just like, you're doing great. It's fine. And I'm like, excellent. And she just, she reaffirmed that, like, even though the total loss, like, I don't even know what my total loss is right now. It's not much. It is not much. But she's like, you're doing fine. Just keep going. And it just made me feel better, Sub to Diva. Yay! I've had so many start dates. When Bree yawns, it's time for her to sign off. Hell yeah. Started early tonight. Usually starts around 9:15. Yeah. 9:15. Yeah, that makes sense. Usually, I remember making a comment about how it always starts at 60 minutes. And then, of course, after I said that, it didn't start until later. And I remember got to like 70 minutes, 75 minutes, which you would be spot on then, Susan. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a day. And it's one of those things, like, just with all the Facebook stuff and all the other stuff, and there's other stuff too. Like, even just like I'd kind of come to terms even just today. I'm like, I'm not gonna get this Facebook account back. And then, like, just on a whim, like, something was different about my attempt to log in, and like that got excited. I could literally feel like the spike in adrenaline in my body, like, oh my God, this is good, like, boom, 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 boom. And of course, like, it's energy, but it's also like, it's stress hormone energy that's coming out, and I'm just like, oh, this can't be good for my emotional state. Even though it was a positive change that had happened, I was like, this is not this level of, like, I could feel the spike in my energy is the only way to say it, but like, it wasn't energy. Like, it was some, I don't know, probably cortisol. Who the heck knows? Or adrenaline. I don't know what it was. But like you could feel the chemical change, and I'm like, this can't be good for my hormone balance. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So maybe that's why I'm yawning early today. It's very possible. I know tomorrow we'll be up. I bought the TJ's sourdough bread and sampled a few too many pieces. So when you say the sourdough bread, do you mean the sprouted sourdough that I always rave about, or like just a regular sourdough? I've had many start dates too. 2009 was 176, 2010 183, 2013 started 205. Yeah, all of us have had a bunch of start dates. A lot of us, many of us. I can't say all of us. Many of us have had a bunch of start dates, and that's okay. That's okay. As long as you start one more time than you quit. Back on track tomorrow. Eating well the last 2 weeks, but not tracking. My week starts Wednesday, weigh-in and tracking Fitbit with 1,500 calories. I love it. Excellent plan, Pam. And I love that you said that you were eating well the last 2 weeks, but not tracking, because I think being mindful of your choices, come here, baby, is very, very important. There she is. Oh, she's so soft. I just love it. And I don't think she likes it. Not all the time anyway. But I can't help myself. I just love to pet her. Oh, I just love to pet her. Yes, I do. Maybe you, Grandpa's home. If you hear a party, there's a reason. Maybe you get relaxed because you can vent to us. It's very possible. I'm chatting about all the things that are going on, so that makes a lot of sense, Marie. I like your vibes. Thanks. The Facebook nightmare would have really unnerved me, and I completely understand. You need some serious self-care. Don't I know it? Like, that's why I was telling the members, like, I'm supposed to do another live stream this week, and I'm like, I just don't wanna. I can't. Because it would be better for me to use that time. Like, I've been very good about, Monday. So yesterday I started my week by forgetting to set my alarm. I literally hit the button, but the button didn't hit. So when I went and put my phone down, I didn't wait to verify that it started. So I slept until like 8:30, which is fine. No big deal. I was awake, but like, have you ever laid there like waiting for your alarm to go off? Oh, I'll just lay here till my alarm goes off. I was doing that, but my alarm never went off. So finally I was like, forget it. I'll just get up. And I realized that it was half past what my alarm was supposed to be. Irritating, but I've been making sure that I've just been sleeping and getting that rest, getting the self-care. It's not always the pretty self-care, but it's my self-care was this weekend. I skipped working out for the sake of my hormones and my period and all that. And then with all this happening, like, I was like, this is probably the right choice, and it worked really well. So we'll see. I'm gonna self-care it up just a bit in different ways, which just are gonna look like taking it easy. Literally moving my live stream to next week is part of self-care, because it just I just need to decompress, and I need closure on the issue. Like, tomorrow or the next day, if I can't get into Facebook, I'm just gonna be like, and start looking for alternate options, because I can't waste all of my energy on this. I texted my sister-in-law because she had a problem with Instagram that just got resolved. And so I messaged her. I was like, hey, what exactly happened with your Instagram account? And she goes, oh, I got hacked and someone changed my information and I couldn't get back in. And I was like, great. What did you do to fix it? Because that's literally what happened to me, and Instagram is owned by Facebook. So I'm like, what did you do to get it back? And she goes, I sent about 1,000 emails and waited more than a year. I was like, okay. So I have to play the long game with this. Okay. And like, I just come to terms with it, and then tonight's change made me go, oh, maybe I can get it back instantly. And then I got all excited and all worked up again, and then, but all for naught right now. So it's just been an emotional roller coaster, y'all. I need to restart again. I just need to want to do it. You have hit the nail on the head, Rosie. It's one of the things we've learned in coaching and how to coach people is when you are going to coach people. And for anybody here who is looking to be one of my clients, if it's just one-on-one calls, or if you want like the whole monthly all access package, it doesn't matter. Y'all are going to get ask the same thing. And it's what you need to think about before you sign up for coaching or before you just psych yourself up to do it. Are you ready, willing, and able to make the changes that you need to make to reach your goals? You need to check those 3 boxes: ready, willing, and able. And if you can't check those boxes, the odds of you succeeding are pretty low. And that's just fact. Unless you can say, yes, I am ready, yes, I am willing, and yes, I am able to do these things. Whatever the goal is, you need to be able to say yes to those 3 things or you will not succeed. So you need, Rosie, I want to use your verbiage verbatim, I need to want to do it. So you need to figure out what it is that's going to spark, yes, I'm ready, I'm willing, and I'm able. And maybe for you, like, you need to want to do it. So, and now I'm going in circles. So you do need to figure out, are you ready, willing, and able? Because it sounds like you're ready. It sounds like you're ready, you're able, you're just not willing. You need to figure out what to click, what will make you check that willing box, So maybe think about it that way. What will make it so you are willing to make those changes? Because you're ready. I know that there's a part of you that wants to, because if there wasn't a part that wanted to, you would give up, and you haven't given up, which is an amazing thing. And I'm very proud of you for that. So you're ready, you're able to do it. Are you willing? And the answer right now is no. So you got to figure out what's going to make you check that box. Would you consider getting another dog for Gracie to have a pal? Yes, we go back and forth on it a lot. Sometimes he makes a comment about how we need to get Gracie a friend, and sometimes I think selfishly, I want to get Gracie a friend so Gracie will start to act like the dog I want her to be. Because a lot of time with firstborns, if they're only children, that they can rule the roost, right? But then when you pull in the second child, all of a sudden the firstborn has to fight for attention, and she turns into the lap dog you've always wanted, right? But we haven't given her a reason to do that yet. So the discussion goes back and forth. We won't until we have a house with a yard. That we know for sure. Things are going slower than I'd like, but that's a universal problem. But the fact that I'm losing and then maintaining and then losing some more is a sign I'm doing things right. Yep, that's exactly right. Your dog is cute. Thank you. She's a pain in the neck, but she's adorable. I swear the biggest change I made this time around was joining the community. You guys are helping me this time. Yay! That is literally what you're here for. That's literally what we're here for. Okay, so I do have to ask, if I moved, and this is totally hypothetical, but I really want to know where people are at with this. If I moved the Diva and the Divine community to a different platform, not the live streams, like YouTube would stay the same, but like the Facebook groups and stuff. If I said, hey, you can join the new and improved Diva and the Divine community. You just have to create an account on this specific website or this specific app. Would you do it? Which of you would do it or would you not do it? Because like I was talking about earlier, there is a platform I found that is kind of intriguing, but would let you post. It would let people post like it's Facebook. But also would allow us to really organize content and have different topics and all these things. And it's very interesting. And I'm like, this could be better. This could be better than Facebook. It would weed out people that don't really care about the community, because you would have to be willing to go to a different website to access the Diva and the Divine community. And I need to research more of it. I'm just in the beginning phases of setting up a free account, because it's something that I can pay for. It is something that I can keep free. It would allow me to charge for memberships to specific groups. It would allow me to give, like I said, put up courses either for free or like paid courses. All of it could be in one place. And I'm like, this is a really interesting idea. And it is something that I found out of necessity because I lost access to my Facebook groups. But once I saw it, I was like, is this the better choice? Is this something that I could really turn into the Diva and the Divine community? So I wanted to pick your brains on that. Can you get someone like the Geek Squad to handle the Facebook issue for you. When I get to that point, I just want a professional to fix it. Just not worth the stress. So Susan, here's the thing. There are a bunch of, like, if you look up articles for and YouTube videos for how to get your hacked account back, there are a bunch of people that comment below that are like, just use so-and-so and they'll tag a handle or something. And so I feel like there are a lot of hackers that will try and like scam you out of money to get your Facebook account back or something. Like, I don't even know. So like, that's not something I want to mess with. In theory, Facebook like owns the world. They should have a legitimate customer service thing in place to be able to help people. There's no way to contact them. There is no live chat. There is no call this number for support. There's literally no way to get a hold of a human being at Facebook. And we know that there's a bunch of human beings that work for Facebook. You can't get a hold of anybody. And that's the big flaw. I'm like, where is your customer service department? You don't have one. It's infuriating. I'm like, if you would just have a customer service department, this would be great, because in my mind, it's not that hard for someone to be like, oh, someone hacked your account. Great, let's verify your identity like they did with me today. Great, like go through those loopholes if you have to, but then can't you log into my account for me, click a button and like wipe out the email address that the other person's using and just give me permissions back? Like, there should be a whole line of people for customer service for Facebook. But they have zero. Zilch. Nothing. Nada. No way to speak to a human. No way. Why? I don't know. So the reason that I haven't done that is because I feel like in an effort to find the right person to do that, Susan, I would end up encountering more hackers and spammers. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to risk compromising anything else. I'm in the same spot as you. You're right, Rosie. No real motivation for me as of yet. Or maybe you'll get Gracie's little brother and you'll have daddy's little girl and mama's boy. Yes, except I don't want to deal with the way the boys go potty. I really don't. Girls are just a lot cleaner. But I love, like, I know if I had a little boy, he'd be my little boy. He'd be my little boy. But I wanted a little girl. And instead, she likes all the men more than me. Not only would I do it, but I'd be willing to help you set and test things out. As long as I can get there on my iPhone, I'd for sure follow you. Yes, I believe that the thing I'm considering is also an iPhone app. Yep. Again, I'm just in the beginning stages of it. I would try. Yes, I do not like it. I feel like you really didn't need my answer to that question. I'm really smart. Oh, well, thank you. I try to be. The only place I find to submit a message for customer service explicitly says we don't provide support for hacked accounts. If you have to have a disclaimer like that, you have too many hacked accounts and there's something wrong with the way you do things. There's something fundamentally wrong with the way that they run things if they know that they have such a bad hacking problem that they have to emphasize that their support network does not support hacked accounts. Fix the security issue. Like, the fact that I could wake up to a bunch of emails that, like, said at the bottom, I didn't make this change, click, right? And it didn't, and the fact that me clicking on that hours after it happened, like, it was only 4 or 5 hours after it happened, but the fact that I didn't click on something to confirm that I made this change is the fundamental problem. Someone was able to make those changes even though the owner of the account was unable to confirm or deny that they made those changes. And then when I clicked the link that said, hey, I didn't do this, it was too late. That's the flaw. If they had a way to be like, no, you need, like, put your cell phone number in or your email address in, and if you do not insert this code from this email address or from this cell phone or from both, give me 2 separate codes, I don't care. You can't make changes to the account. That should be that. The end. And it's not. They have a big problem with the way they have that set up. The only place to find a place is, I would, in theory, but realistically, I think I would be less engaged there because there isn't your face, because I'm already on, because I would be less engaged because there isn't in your Facebook, and I'm already on Facebook. I meant I didn't join your Facebook group because I do not like Facebook. I would join a different platform for sure. Okay, okay. Ditto. I'm already on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Yeah. And no, and I totally get that too. So it would definitely be a thing. It's like you come specifically for the Diva and the Divine group, the Diva and the Divine related content. And I think there's like notifications. I don't know. I don't know. I'm in the beginning stages. I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know. And on Android too. Yeah, I have to make sure it's on Android. That's a good point, Sarah. Have you made sure you've changed your other passwords? Like, oh yes. Oh yes, I have changed everything. I have changed everything. And we see the post pop up. Yes, so on this thing that I'm looking at, it looks like I can send notifications. So I think if it's a thing, like if you have an app, as long as it's not MySpace, it is not MySpace. Does MySpace still exist? I don't think it even exists anymore. But if the notifications also imply push notifications, then you could get a notification every time I post something. That would be like, oh, I should go check out what's happening in the Diva and the Divine community. Again, I'll let y'all know. It is a brainstorm out of necessity sparked by this thing that happened to me over the weekend, which is a horrible thing, but is it a bad thing? I don't know. It's causing me to have to think outside the box, which is not a bad thing. I don't know. I think it would be easier to keep up with your account if you moved it because I have so much popping up in my feed that I missed even Divine stuff. Well, and that's kind of what I thought. I was like, if I make this exclusive, like I said, you all have to make the choice to go over there and join, which makes it more like that will knock out half the people that either want to come because they're members of the Spice Rack. And, like it's an extra step of work that people who don't care enough won't take, which could hurt me, but could also really help the community side of it because it's only dedicated members of the community that would be there, which is kind of intriguing to me. I'm not going to lie. When this is over, we would appreciate a video of how to protect yourself and recover on Facebook. Helpful to add in case of death or incapacity. So here's the thing. One thing I do know is that if you die, somebody can, as long as they can identify themselves, they can close your account as an in memorandum account. So like your spouse or your child or something, as long as they have proof that they are attached to you in some way, they can close your account for you. There's also something that like if someone ends up sick, so like I don't know if it's like in a coma or something and they can't access their Facebook account, somebody that you are in relationship with, so like my husband could submit a marriage certificate and be like, hey, look, I'm her husband, please close down this account or please disable this account because she is currently unable to keep her account active. So those are options. There's no option for me to be like, hey, I got hacked and seriously locked out, please help. But there's other options for things like that. I mean, I'll let you all know how it goes. Because I don't know. I'm hopeful, but also I don't want to get my hopes too far up. I'm very grateful that I grabbed as many pictures as I did. I didn't realize that my account was going to get totally turned off today. I knew that my trusted contacts got blocked from it. I didn't realize my sister's regular account was going to lose access to it. So like that was a surprise to me this afternoon. Once all of this stuff started happening again, my account disappeared. So again, I think I hit the queue of like, who's the next hacked account we have to deal with? I think they got to me and stopped it. But if what I learn, I will share with you all because it's valuable information, I guess. I consider Facebook junk mail. So much garbage. I don't go on it except the links on my phone to your group specifically. Yeah, and I'll be honest. I even said, and y'all were talking about the irony in my goals video about how I talked about, I literally apologized to my Facebook groups because I'm like, guys, I'm never on Facebook. And the groups, because I'm doing YouTube, I'm live streaming, and I'm doing all these other things that the groups and running all of the groups and regularly remembering to ask questions and have people check in and do all that stuff has been falling to the wayside. And I literally I don't know, that maybe this is God going like, you apologize to Facebook, why not let's just get rid of it? Maybe it's like, maybe that's what it was. Maybe this is just like a, hey, maybe you don't need Facebook. Because my primary following is on YouTube and on Instagram. And there is a handful of people that I know are in Facebook land only, but they are not my most active community members. I know that for a fact. So how much will it hurt? It will hurt the groups, and that's what I'm trying to find a replacement for, but how much will it hurt the page if I don't get the page back? That's what I'm trying to weigh here. And then my personal stuff, I barely post on my personal page anymore. Barely, ever. But it's there so I can see what's happening in other people's lives and my friends' lives and everything. But like, was it Sarah that said, yeah, there's so much junk on Facebook now. I think the election season is really what turned me off to Facebook. I was so tired of seeing articles from both sides, because I have both sides as my friends list. I was so tired of seeing people argue and post stuff to perpetuate their beliefs about the political systems. And I stopped caring about what was on Facebook. And so maybe this was just like maybe it's time to do something else. I don't know. But I would also still like my account that I started in 2005 back. All the same, you know? So I'm like trying to be hopeful, but not be too hopeful. I don't know. All that to say, it has been a week. It has been a week, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, lordy, lordy. I pointed out potential pro to the timing of this and coaching and launching next month earlier. Is making your Facebook account private an option from getting it hacked? Like, people can hack you if they can't find you? No, because my Facebook account's private. So like, because the thing is, people can search for you and add you as a friend. So like private I don't know what level of privacies there are, but my Facebook profile is, you can see what I post if you are my friend. You can find me if you are not my friend, but you cannot see what I am posting. So I have to add you as a friend in order for you to see my Facebook news feed. That is what my private, and so like I was on private. I was not a public profile, and they still got to me. After this happened to you, I downloaded all of my Facebook photos. I have a lot that I received. That's a brilliant idea, Pam. Definitely do that, because it could happen to anybody. I'm not special. I don't know what triggered them to pick me over somebody else. It's not the number of friends I have. It's not the number of followers my Facebook page has. I don't even think they realized I had a Facebook page. I was a random chance that they decided to hack me. I'm sure there was no rhyme or reason. There are hundreds of people that do this to hundreds or thousands of people every single day. I was just one of the unlucky ones on Saturday. So I don't know why. So it could happen to anybody, because there's nothing special about me. I'm just a random number. So secure your accounts, y'all. Download your pictures to somewhere other than Facebook, because that's not, if there's actually a way, I'll leave you with this, Facebook people. There is a way, I can't remember exactly where it is, and I can't show you because I can't get into Facebook. But if you go to like help and support and like accounts and all that stuff, there's a button to download your Facebook content. Somewhere on the left-hand side of the screen, there is a button that allows you to download stuff from Facebook. I don't know what all it entails, but the option is there. If you're considering doing something about the stuff you have on Facebook, maybe go check that out. The main reason I'm attached to Facebook is because it makes posting to Instagram easier. I personally look forward to your live streams every week. You have such a great community. Thank you, Susan. I'm glad you are a part of the community. I do have a great community. I love my community. We are small, but we are mighty, and we are positive as all get out, and I love that. I love that. That's exactly the kind of people that I wanted to create a community for. And that's exactly why I'm thinking about moving to a different platform for the community itself, because that weeds out people, and it just leaves room for the special community members, and I love that. Fake news, memes, reposting of other people's junk. Yep, that's exactly right. That is exactly right, Sarah. I'm barely on my Facebook account. I don't really have anything to lose. Even the backup account on my page is just junk in case. And we think you're special. Thank you. Anyway, my friends, that's all I've got. Not too many cues today, but there was the big cue of, good night, Ashley, thank you for coming, of what the heck happened with Facebook. So in the meantime, if y'all need me, I will be on Instagram. I will let you guys know if anything exciting happens. Don't think that I got my account back if you see Diva and the Divine posting on Facebook, because apparently I can still do that. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. So there's something getting fed to my Facebook, since apparently I can't stop it. So there's that. Thank you guys for listening to me rant on about the most stress I've experienced lately. But it is what it is. I'm still positive, and it's gonna be fine. Regardless of what happens, it's gonna be fine. And that's what's important. So, on that note, I will see you all next week. Have a fantastic week. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight, and I will talk to you all later.